Yes, down, down, down. Yeah. I repeat again, Jasser, or yes? Okay. So I was talking about the complexity and the turbulence, difference between these two. So as I mentioned, that the complexity is the presence of multiple possible alternatives to a decision and the interdependence between them. I gave the example of within an organization that needs to add more staff, for example, and needs more space. So the organization in this situation will refigure its current space, and it will move everyone to a new location with more space, more divisions. So each of these changes involves level of disruption within the organization. So this is what we call complexity. The change is required to deal with this situation. Context is changing fast, and the organization need to keep the pace with controlled change. And also, I give the example of the technology. Yes, is the pace and speed at which change will occur. So turbulence means that the context is changing fast, and the organization need to keep the pace with controlled change. And I gave the example of the technology companies that change rapidly because hardware or software is constantly delivering new features or capabilities, and then it should be exploited. So this is the difference. Complexity and turbulence will give us multiple types of environment. We have stable environment, which mean both complexity and turbulence are low, and generally it's in business as usual condition, and the impact of change is generally incremental and needs little effort. Turbulence is high and complexity is low, so the change is usually related to the structure and technical, like operations context. Complex environment means turbulence is low and complexity is high, and usually related to the influence of multiple stakeholders, especially when we have programs, and under these programs there is many projects. Combined turbulent and complex environment, it means both are high. So what is complexity is your company, your clients, and even your competitors are compromised as system that interacts with each other, but for which many the relationships cannot be seen or well understood. So we define complexity by the relationship between the stakeholders or the groups, the teams. Complexity means that we cannot predict what will happen in many situations, and we must let changes emerge. And we have different level of complexity. It's simple, direct cause and effect. And I think it's the case of one relationship maybe. And complicated, all the relationships are known, but there is a lot of them. For example, they gave the example of a space, a rocket ship to the space, because we know all the relationship, we know all the relationships, but there is a lot of relationships, you know. So we know all the relationships, but there is a lot of them, so it's complicated because they will interact together. Complex, it means that all the relationships are known, not all the relationships are known, understood, and predicted. So they give the example of raising a child. So they cannot know what type of relationship he will encounter outside this situation. Complexity is defined as three-dimensional, is defined by human behavior, the interplay between diverse individuals and groups, the system behavior, the interdependency of components and the systems, and ambiguity. This is the point. Ambiguity, it's the immersion and lack of understanding or confusion. So the ambiguity is one of the dimension that can create complexity.
Cool.
And this is it.
Great. Any questions, guys? Is it clear? Great. Here we have a problem, yeah, Florina. There is somebody who doesn't understand fully what you have explained. Yes, we want a summary, so I will be doing that summary. Now, first, you need to understand that complexity is the relation of the interactions between the system components. The system components are three: humans, systems or softwares or technology or IT or whatever, and ambiguity. Ambiguity is when you know nothing. Just to keep it so simple, when you know nothing about why is it happening or what is happening or how to solve that. Those are the three. Why it is happening is Reham's presentation today. What is happening, you need to know what is going on and what are the results, and then you will be solving that as an expert, or your team will be supporting you in solving because they are the experts. Why is the root cause analysis. You reach why the issue is happening, and then you start from there. The other part is turbulence is not required for your exam. So this slide, guys, there is nothing to do with this, and I think this is what makes the confusion. And this slide is only for your own knowledge. So thank you, Florina, for those two slides. The core of your exam is on those two slides, and this one is still missing something. So I would highly recommend Miss Florina for the next class to get to the 7th edition, models, methods, and artifacts, and refine this slide for the next class. You will have also a 5 minutes presentation. Fine?
Fine.
Cool. Thank you for the effort. It's very, very, very good. Thank you so much. Let's go for Mr. Eli.